What's up, you guys? So, Mariah is 25, but I definitely would still consider her new to adulting in the sense of like, the finance world is crazy.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm still learning. So girl, you gonna learn some things today, okay? You gonna learn
I'm ready.
today.
We're in this together.
So today we're talking all about the high-low philosophy, which is that you actually can splurge responsibly while still staying true to your financial goals.
So as a 25-year-old, I'm really curious, what financial mistakes did you make around my age that if you could go back, you would teach yourself, that you could change? What happened?
Okay, the main thing that caused me to spend a lot of unnecessary money in my 20s was trying to fit in, trying to like impress people, and more than anything, also trying to like keep up with the times and keep up with fashion.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of money on things that I can't tell you where they are today. So one of the main things that I recognized I spent a lot of money on was luxury handbags, luxury shoes, Louis Vuitton, Dior stuff. And there was something I would have splurged on that still was very fancy. It would have been jewelry. Jewelry never loses value, and now looking back, gold actually retains its value. And now you have things like the Rio and so many other secondhand stores that you can sell your stuff back to. So I wish two things. I wish if I was gonna splurge, this is the high-low philosophy, people, that I'm talking about, I would be more aware of the choices, buy timeless luxury pieces that I can definitely either have forever or resell, or things that will hold value or increase in value, like gold and jewelry.
I think that's so good what you said about like timeless pieces. Because I think sometimes
You're good at that.
these crazy trends come and go, and you want to get like the Balenciaga bag that's like super 2000s and things, and trends come and go, but really doing your research. And this is my rule. I only buy a luxury item. This sounds kind of crazy, but usually I try to like look at it every 2 weeks over time. And if I still love it every 2 weeks, if I can put a million outfits together with it, if I spend time thinking, because sometimes I do that and I'm like, why did I ever want that? Like, I don't need that. Is it worth it? And if it's worth it, splurge responsibly.
I spent my money on fashion and clothes, and I literally don't know where any of it is.
Don't do trends.
And it was all very trendy. And the worst part is that it's not even something I would want to wear today.
Yeah.
My first big splurge ever in my career was when I was 15 years old. I bought my first pair of Gucci sunglasses that were purple. Fun fact, I actually think my mother still has them. Mom! Yeah? You have those purple Gucci sunglasses, don't you? Yes.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie,
should we break those out? Like,
I feel like you might want to take a Y2K
a little pic in
photo in them.
I want to.
There were definitely other pieces that I'm just like, why did I buy that?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it was definitely to be like impressive to my friends or cool or to stay on trend. Guys, do not spend your money to impress anybody. The most impressive thing will be having money in the future and actually focusing and staying on your goals when you're a homeowner.
Yeah.
When like, trust me. One of the things that I've actually found is so cool about your generation is that you guys really do have like a capsule collection closet. What is that called? A capsule closet?
Like a capsule wardrobe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Try to explain what a capsule
capsule wardrobe is something that has like, I believe like 15 to 20 pieces that are really high quality. So for me, my capsule wardrobe includes a really good pair of tailored trousers, the perfect pair of jeans, this blazer that I have here that I actually thrifted for $10. It's the perfect white tee, the perfect white tank.
It's like all of your basics.
Yeah.
And you buy it by quality versus actually doing fast fashion.
Yeah.
Which right now is very trendy. Sustainable pieces may cost a little bit more, but that means you're gonna take better care of it, and that means it's gonna last you that much longer.
And also thrifting helps a ton. Going to your local thrift shops and finding different pieces.
Mariah's so good at that.
But it's so rewarding, and then you have something that's one of a kind. Everyone is always like, where'd your blazer from? I'm like, I'm so sorry, it's literally from Goodwill, it was $10. But it's reused, it's reloved, and I think it's really helpful. And honestly, a big tip is like, spend money on tailoring. Like if you thrift something, like I've thrifted like a men's like extra large suit and then just had it tailored perfectly, and I
the
have
tailoring
that
might
forever.
come out to like $60 max.
Yeah, but it's better than buying like a fast fashion suit for $100. It evens out and you can use it for much longer.
I think at some point you consider yourself a shopaholic, like self-proclaimed shopaholic.
I was. It was really bad.
How did you change your ways?
I was using shopping as a coping mechanism in life. Even if I didn't have a lot of money at the time, like buying something was a way of feeling in control. I would be stressed about money and go buy something to like make myself feel better and in control. It was a really funny thing. So I think for me, it really helped me to cut back on the shopping a little bit. I just learned to like, it sounds corny, but love what I had. And again, thrifting, buying secondhand, and getting creative helped me a lot. And it really changed when I started my own business. Becoming an entrepreneur and owning a business really changes your perspective on money because you're essentially working for yourself. So I pay myself. I don't take the whole paycheck and go wild and like live like Beyonce for one day and then the rest of the days like have nothing. I have to have my business account and then I pay myself from that and I have to be organized. So I've definitely been on two sides of the coin. I've been where I'm living literally paycheck to paycheck and just eating and buying and doing whatever I want. And then when you become your own boss, you go, oh my gosh, like maybe instead of going out with my friends and having expensive dinners, I go to Costco, I get a bunch of groceries and I have my friends cook dinner. My friends and I do pizza nights, like things like that.
That is so smart.
And something you taught me a long time ago was if you want to save your money, you're going to have to make social sacrifices or rearrange the way you socialize. And that's something that I did. Instead of going out, I'd have my friends over for dinner.
It's so French.
And I'd enter things
Instead
like that.
of going to a restaurant where they absolutely upcharge you on the wine, you go and get some $2 chuck from Trader Joe's.
I get that. Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's actually really fun and really sweet, and it's honestly, it's even more fun to me.
Yeah.
And I save money, which is stunning. We love that.
Stunning.
Stunning.
Mariah, what would you say that you've learned from Israel, your dad, about finances?
When I was growing up, he opened a bank account for me when I was 13 years old, and he would put my allowance in there from chores. Like I would do my chores or whatever it was around the house. And he really taught me how to manage my own money from a really young age. And one thing that he always taught me was to save half of my paycheck at least once a month.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes I try to save even more than half. And then with my savings, I decide, okay, should I take some of this out for investment?
Yeah.
That's emergency money. That's money against something with your car or your home. I have a pet. If my pet needs to go to the vet, things like that comes out of that. But yeah, he always was really big on like, have a checkings and a savings. Use your checking account for one thing, your fun money, you're going out your bills. I have a specific account just for my bills that everything is on auto pay.
That is so smart.
Yeah, and so really I think one of, even pivoting now into adulthood, learning a little bit more about, crypto and investing and all of these things are kind of new. The one thing I do know is to save. He always drilled in, save. And then be smart with how you spend your savings and how you save your savings.
I'm actually always impressed with the fact that you are very picky about what you spend your money on.
Yeah.
Like, I actually find it hilarious that you're like, Prada boots, I absolutely will get this. That for me was a splurge. Literally, she wore them. I think that's a really also a great tip for high-low when you're about to spend something, especially when it comes to fashion, that you not do it seasonally.
Yeah.
That you don't buy something that you can only wear for one season, but something that you can wear all year round. And I felt like you were that with your Prada boots.
Yeah.
But then like when it came to buying your furniture and your coffee table for your living room, you literally do everything on Facebook Market.
Yeah, I use Facebook Marketplace for everything. You know this about me that I love interior design and decor. And with that comes, I want to change things out a lot. So I love to use my space as a showroom and as an experiment for moving things around.
Yeah.
So with that, you see decor and you want to buy it and you want to, swap vases out. Honestly, Goodwill is my favorite place on earth. I have these huge coffee table books all over my house. Coffee table books are very expensive.
Very expensive.
And I buy them for like less than $20 at my used bookstore. Honestly,
your current coffee table looks easily like it cost $7,000.
Yeah.
And how much did it actually cost?
I bought it for $30. And honestly, one thing I will say about this is you have to have patience, and that's what I didn't have before. I'll just buy the coffee table from Target because I just want it, right now.
And it's gonna cost me 7 times that price because I just want it right now.
One thing about adulthood that really, really I do not feel I was prepared for.
What?
Taxes.
Oh, girl.
How am I gonna slave away every day working? I get my paycheck. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Like, I have a paycheck. Like, who's taking all my money? Like, I don't understand. And then apparently later in the year, you put all money together and then you give it away and you pay the government. Like, where is it going? Like, do they do this every year? Like, what is this? Like, why do I, like, why?
So no one told me, literally from the time I was in 3LW to Cheetah Girls, touring and everything, if someone told me this is what you're getting paid, I was like, oh my God, I'm getting paid this much. It's a lie. Anytime you ever hear somebody tell you they're paying you $20,000, it actually means they're paying you $10,000. Like, you need to make that very clear in your mind, because in my case, 20% to 50% of that ended up going to taxes. And so I would spend the money, and then when taxes would come around there, they'd be like, the government is like, hello, I need my 20%, I need my 30%,
like,
I need my 40%, and I'm like, it's already gone. So no one really taught me to understand taxes. Official adulting is when tax season comes around. That is the definition of being an adult.
Yeah.
Now, every time I get a check, literally, Lana and my mom will put aside 30% of that money because they know when tax season comes around, it's just sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
I haven't touched it, I haven't messed with it, and I'm ready. And then I feel like I'd rather have like some left over and I'm like, oh, I didn't have to give all of it, than be shocked.
Yeah, and
scrambling and completely unprepared to pay this large sum of money. So we've had to learn a lot along the way, and she's had to catch up very quickly. But for those of you that are trying to get better with your finances, here are a few tips. Number 1, pay yourself first. When I say that, that means like pay your savings account first before you do anything with your money. As soon as you get a check from your job, pay your savings account first. You obviously have to decide what that means to you, what that amount is, what that percent is that works for you, but pay yourself first.
Number 2, turn paid off debt into savings. Let's say I buy something, right, on my credit card, it's a big purchase, or you have student loans, or my car note,
you
or
bought a
something
sofa.
Like that. Pay it off, and you're like, oh my gosh, finally, I paid something off. Keep using that amount of money that you would be paying it off, and just keep putting it in your savings. You're used to paying that every single month. Keep it going, and then you're gonna look up and be like, oh my gosh, not only am I getting my paycheck and paying myself first, but also I'm taking these little bits throughout the month that I'm used to putting towards debt, and now I'm putting it in my savings account, and by the end of the year, you have even more than you realize.
You're gonna look up and be like, yes.
Such a good feeling.
Number 3 would be track your spending in details. I actually love every few months doing an overhead count, finding out literally where am I spending money, finding where I can pull it back. For me, it definitely tends to be food delivery apps and ordering food. Like, guys, if I'm really hungry, I will over order on a whole other level.
It's really bad.
So trust me, that's where I end up spending way too much money, and I've got to reel that in. So pay attention in detail to where you're spending money.
Okay, and lastly, I would say visualize your goals and work towards them. I think so many times in life we have really big things, and again, we want them right now, and that may not be realistic. I honestly believe in manifesting. I believe in prayer. I believe in vision boards. And honestly, there are things that I know that I've really needed or wanted. My car was one of those. I wanted to buy my dream car, and so I had my regular savings account, and then I made another savings account
specifically for that.
The down payment of my car, and that goes for anything. I mean, even if you like want to get married and you're saving for your dream wedding or something like that, I would just say, don't get discouraged. Keep your eyes on the prize. Visualize it, manifest it, and know you're working towards your goal every day. Even if it's $1 a day, you're working towards it.
And allow every decision you make to be something that's in the direction of that goal. So when you are tempted to do things that are crazy, manifest, visualize it, and be like, I am doing this to ultimately get to that long-term goal. I really hope that this episode made you feel like being financially smart does not have to be like, oh my gosh, I'm living in the pits. Miserable. That you absolutely can find a high-low balance in everything. I absolutely love chatting with you. I feel like I learned so much from you.
I learned so much from you.
And then we just keep on learning.
Yes.
I love it. Subscribe.
Comment below.
Comment below.
All the things.
All the things. All things, Adrienne.